Less than the best is a felony.
Oh, hot damn!
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. Chris Canty and Chris Carlin are Canty and Carlin.
Summertime for me was always the ice cream truck coming to town. I run inside, Mom, can I get some buy? I get ice cream. Ice cream. The good humor truck coming. I had friends who would swear up and down that I was an idiot for not ordering the toasted almond bar. Well, guess what? The toasted almond bar has been discontinued. I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to this kind of thing, desserts in America. Last year, when the whole Choco Taco controversy came up, I contend that was all a ruse. Sales were not where they wanted to be. So let's threaten to take it away from America and see what happens. The Choco Taco came back. I think the toasted almond people did the exact same thing, thinking that they would hear the outrage and it would come back and their sales would be better than ever. I say no. I've had people that just swore up and down by this thing, beyond stupidly passionate about it. It was bad. Imagine a really bad actor with a really good publicist.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
The journey through Omaha is nearly complete. Now, only 2 teams remain for a chance at glory.
Don't you know, baby, I was born for this.
LSU, Florida.
Baby, I was born for this.
And these are the type moments that you live for.
The Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Championship Series Game 1, tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN+.
On Sports Center all night.
The Reds and Braves put their win streaks on the line in Cincy.
And there's a drive toward the right center field gap. That's down. This will send India around third. De La Cruz going for third. Here's the relay.
All the reaction from the NBA draft.
Obviously, both Hall of Famers. And now you get a player that's in that same type of mold, not only with his skill set, but with the way he conducts himself, the way he handles himself.
Damian Lillard's future remains uncertain.
And if Damian Lillard says, I don't think we can win with this roster, then I'm going to say, well, it's your choice. Do you want out? And I'm going to put it right on his feet there and let him make the decision right there.
Plus a full slate from around the diamond.
It is Trout here. Back-to-back home runs. Ohtani and Trout have done it again.
This is Sports Center all night.
Hugo the Hornet, the mascot, put his head into his hands and was upset.
Yeah, baseball skids come to an end while one team streaks on. Wemby touches down in San Antone. And was it smart to trade smart? We'll hear from Brad Stevens. Welcome to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Plenty of good baseball, including a look ahead at the College World Series title round. But it's the bigs that leads us off. Braves, Reds opened a 3-game set Friday, riding the 2 longest active win streaks in baseball. Cincinnati, 11, Atlanta, 8. The Reds' 4th longest win streak in franchise history. 12 straight would tie the second longest mark matched in 1957 and 1939. The franchise record had 13 straight wins. That was way back in the 18-19 campaigns. Then there's rookie sensation Ellie De La Cruz riding a 5-game hitting streak, batting .455 over that span, slugging .727 and near 1,200 OPS. This was the best game the Bigs had to offer. Reds down in the 5th inning. Joey Votto at the dish.
Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball, high, deep drive, right field. It is gone! Votto's 2nd home run of the game puts the Reds on top.
As 700 WLW, a 3-run swat, his 2nd of the game. Then De La Cruz, 6th inning, a triple shy of the cycle.
Here's the 2-2. And there's a drive toward the right center field gap. That's down. This will send Indy around third. De La Cruz going for third. Here's the relay. Not in time. An RBI triple for Ellie De La Cruz, and he has just hit for the cycle.
Yeah, the first player in 34 years for the Reds to do so. What a sensation he has become in this short time in the bigs. But lest we not forget, Cincinnati up a run in search of their 12th straight win, 9th inning.
Diaz has the sign. He comes set. He throws. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Could be two. Should be. Flip to India 1. Throw to first. Got him. That's it. Reds win it 11-10. They knock off the Braves for their 12th straight win.
How about that? Who'd have thunk it? Cincinnati winning 12 straight games. Ellie De La Cruz hits for the cycle. Joey Votto launching the tying and go-ahead home runs. Don't forget, he just made a season debut just last week. Reds extending their winning streak to a dozen. 11-10 your final. Wild matchup of National League division leaders. Cincinnati erasing an early 5-0 deficit, halting Atlanta's 8-game winning streak. Their streak tied for the second best in franchise history. De La Cruz knocked in 4. Last Reds player to hit for the cycle, Eric Davis, June of 1989. The cycle is the franchise's 7th overall, 5th since 1900. Votto on his awfully impressive rookie teammate.
Has there been a better switch hitting speed power guy? The only comp I can think of is Mickey Mantle, young Mickey Mantle. And that's unfair to put on Ellie, maybe one of the greatest players of all time. And, how lucky are we here in Cincinnati to have him? He, like every player, is going to go through stretches where he's going to have to adjust and refine his game. But just the core of it, just the base of what he has is, it's out of this world.
That is some high praise from Votto. It's the 4th cycle in the bigs this season. Luis Ariz on April 11th, Miami at Philadelphia. Cedric Mullins, May 12th, Baltimore against Pittsburgh. How about this one you wouldn't have guessed? JT Realmuto, Philadelphia at Arizona on June 12th. And De La Cruz becomes the 4th player to do so. Shohei Ohtani also almost had a cycle on Friday.
He swings at this one and lifts the ball high, and he hits it deep out into right center, and that ball is out of here. Ohtani has connected. Home run number 25 of the year, tops in the majors. And Friday night is showtime.
That's his major league leading 25th. He was a triple shy of the cycle. Same frame in that 5th. Mike Trout's next up.
Here's Trout blasting one out into center field. This is well hit. It is Trout here. Back-to-back home runs. Ohtani and Trout have done it again. And the Angels now have doubled up the Rockies. It's 4-2.
That's Angels Radio, AM 830. Ohtani, Trout, back-to-back at Coors, but it wasn't enough as the Rocks had the bases juiced with one big swing.
Drives it to center field. Doesn't have enough. Gone! The drop is done. Touch of all time for the Grand Tour for the first time since mid-September of 2021, and the Rockies lead it 7-4.
850 KOA, Elias Diaz, go ahead. Granny in the 8th rallied the Rocks past the Angels 7-4. They snapped their longest losing streak of the season at 8. 426 feet on that drive to center field marked the first grand slam by a Rockies player since Diaz himself did it against Philadelphia September 10th of 2021. Ohtani and Trout, their drives both went out 434 feet. The Angels in need of some infield depth thanks to a rash of injuries, acquiring veteran Eduardo Escobar from the Mets in exchange for a pair of minor league pitchers. The Mets will pay all of his salary up to the pro league minimum. Escobar, being paid $9.5 million this season, has a club option for next year.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama.
Accomplishing something that I've been dreaming of, hearing that sentence from Adam Silver. I've dreamed of it so much.
Yeah, it was the easiest call of the NBA draft, right? The San Antonio Spurs taking generational French talent Victor Wembanyama, 22-win season a year ago. Keep that in mind. Spurs fans are more than ready to turn the page on what's been a downturn for an organization that had grown accustomed to championships. Hundreds of fans waiting outside for hours in nearly 100-degree temperatures to see Wemby arrive at his new NBA home. They took David Robinson in 1987, number one. Tim Duncan in 1997, number one. Now have another dominant big to help change the fortunes of this franchise. The other two took the organization to the highest of highs. Fellow French star Tony Parker played with both those bigs during his 17-year run with the Spurs, winning titles in 03, 05, 07, and 2014. He said Wemby and the Spurs are the perfect match, like it was destined. Parker's former coach, Greg Popovich, now gets the 7'4" star to coach as well.
As I just said, he's Victor, and that's who I want him to be, and that's who myself and our staff will coach. And, of course, anybody would be excited about getting the number one pick in a draft, so I'm very excited. You don't want me to jump up and down, do you? Put on a show for you? I'd do a somersault, but I'd be out for 3 months.
Yes. How about former Spurs forward and current San Antonio TV analyst Sean Elliott joined KJ Maxx on the fit, player, and team.
It's the ideal situation. And really, I thought coming into the season that this was really the only place for him. I really believe that because, we have a lot of stability. You talked about it earlier, the culture, the fact that he gets to now get a solid foundation under Pop for a few more years. That's going to be absolutely huge for him going forward in his NBA career. So it's absolutely the ideal situation. Look at David Robinson, look at Tim Duncan. Those guys stayed their entire career here. They didn't look at moving anywhere else. They stayed here, obviously both Hall of Famers. And now you get a player that's in that same type of mold, not only with his skill set, but with the way he conducts himself, the way he handles himself.
Yeah, the Spurs winning the lottery was that golden parachute for Coach Pop, no doubt. The draft wasn't only about Wemby to the Spurs. Malika Andrews was joined by Jay Billis, Andrea Carter, and J.J. Redick with this wrap from the draft night 2023, that was.
Jay, I want to start. This is your 21st NBA draft. We joke that you're our elder statesman, but truly, as we look through this night, a historical one that started with Victor Wembanyama, your final thoughts?
Yeah, well, with Wembanyama, it makes this draft different just because of him. But there were so many valuable pieces in this draft. But to JJ's point earlier, we were talking, the game has changed. Think about the big guys that dominated college basketball didn't get drafted. Oscar Tshiebwe, Adama Sanogo, Azuolas Tubelis from Arizona, Drew Timme, all those guys didn't get drafted. And there are some other players didn't get drafted. Serge Jabari Rice, Ricky Council, some guys whose phone's going to be ringing to come in as undrafted free agents. But it really does. The game has changed. It is more of a perimeter game. And if you can't shoot it, it's going to be a long night for you.
The game has changed also in terms of ways to get into the NBA. We talked about Overtime Elite. We talked about going through the G League. We talk about going through college. There are so many different paths that now young recruits can figure out what works for them and where they can grow their game the most. The emotion that we saw tonight, it was extremely special to watch these guys' dreams come true. JJ?
This is a big night for a lot of people, and it should be celebrated, and it's a noteworthy moment. But this is not the arrival. This is not the destination. Yeah. This is the start of a new journey. And for all the guys that are mad about where they were selected or whether or not they were selected, there's a lot of basketball left in your career. You think about all the guys that are undrafted that have had big impact in the NBA over the last couple seasons, the Hall of Famers that have been drafted in the second round lately. This is the start of your career. This is not the arrival point.
And all those players that Jay Billis mentioned have found homes as undrafted free agents. Philadelphia scooping up 3 of them. Coming up, the Yankees search for offense without their Judge. And was it smart to trade Smart? Boston's smart man says yes. That's next. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
Coming up Monday, this is a very big and important question. Which is more likely to exist, Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster? Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU. You don't want to miss it.
This is Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Spring forward with greater speed. Switch to Sparklight's award-winning ultra-fast internet and get our lowest price ever. With our fiber-fueled network and speeds up to a gig, you can stream smoother, game faster, and work smarter. Call Sparklight today and get our lowest price ever. With internet plans starting at just $39 a month for 6 months, plus unlimited data options. Call 877-687-1427. Offer ends June 30th, 2023. Equipment, taxes, and fees not included. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Petco Love Florida Mega Pet Adoption Event is June 23rd through 25th. Join shelters and rescues across Florida to adopt 5,000 pets. Share your love with an adoptable cat or dog at one of the participating shelters or events across Florida. No adoption fees, all pets are fixed and vaccinated, and every adoption includes special offers from Petco. Find participating shelters and events at megaadoptflorida.com. The Petco Love Mega Pet Adoption Event, June 23rd through 25th. megaadoptflorida.com.
What is that?
My mortgage rate detector. I made it out of an old altimeter alarm. With Navy Federal Credit Union's no refi rate drop option, we could get a lower rate without refinancing our mortgage. So I'm keeping a close eye on mortgage rates. They're dropping. Call Navy Federal.
Buy a home, and if rates drop, you could lower your rate and save thousands. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to approval and eligibility requirements. Learn more at NavyFederal.org.
Attention Smith's shoppers. Did you know there's a world of innovative services and patient care right in store? It's where an award-winning pharmacy and nationally recognized care come together. Connect with one of our licensed pharmacists today at your local Smith's and experience the care you and your family deserve. Smith's, a world of care is in store. Services and availability vary by location. Age and other restrictions may apply. For coverage, consult your health insurance company. Visit the pharmacy or our site for details.
Time for a Celsius vibe check. It's the Celsius Tropical Vibe Starfruit Pineapple Edition. Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. What's your vibe?
Shop the best deals of the summer now at Lowe's. Freshen up your home inside and out with buy one, get one 50% off on select interior and exterior paints and exterior stains via Lowe's gift card rebate. Plus, save big on select patio furniture and accessories with up to 50% off. Lowe's knows July 4th savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 6/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
XL 106.7's Red Hot and Boom is Monday, July 3rd at Crane's Roost Park in Altamont Springs. Celebrate Independence Day with an all-star music lineup and fireworks display, and learn how to reimagine your career with Concentrix in Lake Mary. Visit the Concentrix booth to find out how they're creating the workplace of the future and why they earn Best Places to Work awards every year. It's all happening Monday, July 3rd from 4 to 11 p.m. Visit Concentrix.com or reimagineyourcareer.net.
Wildfires can burn more than just trees. While spring is wildfire season in Florida, our state is at risk for wildfires almost year-round. Humans are the #1 cause of wildfire. We all must do our part to reduce the risk and impact of wildfire in Florida. Visit BeWildfireReadyFL.com to learn how to prevent wildfire in your community, yard, and
This is Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Basco.
And we're back on Sports Center all night with a Baker's dozen ×2.
And Juan sent one in the air to very deep right center. Garrett goes back, looks up, gonna go. Soto against his old team again. And the Padres hit their third home run of the night. A 2-run shot for Juan Soto, and it's 13-1 in the eighth.
That's 97.3 The Fan. Juan Soto, Xander Bogaerts, Ha-Sung Kim hit home runs. Joe Musgrove, 7 strong innings. Padres all over the Nationals, 13-3. They've scored in double-digit runs for consecutive games for the first time this year. Don't forget they snapped their slide at San Francisco 10-0 on Thursday. 13 more courtesy of Seattle.
The pitch to Tom. Swung on, a rocket, left field, back is Hayes, he's at the big wall, it is gone! Tom Murphy crushes a 2-run home run. Rare territory these days in Baltimore. Over the big wall in left, and the Mariners add on 5-0. A serious blast from Tom Murphy.
That's Seattle Sports, 7:10 a.m. Tom Murphy and Teoscar Hernandez went yard. Mariners rout the O's 13-1 in a game that started 100 minutes late thanks to rain. Logan Gilbert dominated over 7 frames.
King bends and then straightens to the set. A cursory check of second, and Adoli swings and drives one to deep left. This one's got a shot, and it's out. One pitch, and Adolis Garcia gives the Rangers a 2-run lead. For Adolis, his 17th home run of the year. It's 4-2 Texas.
That's 105.3 The Fan. What a season he's had. Adolis Garcia, 2-run shot in the 10th. Rangers passed the Yanks 4-2. 5th win in 6 games for Texas. New York's offense again struggled in the absence of Aaron Judge. The Yankees are last in the majors in batting average and runs in June. They are 10-16 this year with Judge on the injured list. 31-19 when he is available.
And he swings and hits it toward the middle. It'll cue into center field for a base hit. Bethencourt rounding third. He will score. And the Rays do take the lead. And Jose Siri has all 4 RBIs for Tampa Bay. Rays on top, 4-3 in the 4th.
That's 620 WDAE. Jose Siri homer drove in 4. Zach Eflin won his 9th game. MLB best Rays beat the Royals 11-3. Eflin now 8-0 and 8 home starts. Zach Greinke, his road winless streak reaches 25 straight games.
There's the pitch to Langolier. Swung out a fly ball to left field. Hit well. Going back, Varsho at the wall. Looks up. And it is gone. A home run for Langoliers, and the A's have a 5-4 lead. Shea Langoliers, his 9th of the year. And the A's take the lead here in the 9th.
That's a tie-breaking clout in the 9th, courtesy of A's Cast. Oakland passed Toronto 5-4, snapping an 8-game slide. They became the last big league team to reach 20 wins, avoided falling 40 games below 500.
Another 3-2 running again, and this ball is crushed deep to right field. Oh, my! Adios, Carita! 2-run homer for Devers of the Red Sox. Blast away and lead it 3-1.
That's 93.7 FM WEEI. Rafael Devers, a 2-run shot backing Brian Bayo, who pitched 1-run ball into the 7th. The Red Sox passed the White Sox 3-1. Boston struck out 17 times, finished with just 4 hits, but made the most of costly errors on the part of shortstop Elvis Andrus and second baseman Tim Anderson. Tune in for an interleague battle tonight as the Dodgers host the Astros. Coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Speaking of those two teams.
1-2. Ground ball base hit up the third baseline. It's going to roll toward the corner. In to score is Outman. Rojas rounding third. He's on his way home. Throw to the plate, and he is out at the plate. But the Dodgers take the lead, and at second base with the RBI is Michael Busch.
Charlie Steiner, AM 570 LA Sports. That's your game-winning blow, and it came in the 4th. Mookie Betts went yard. Dodgers took the Astros 3-2. First interleague meeting since the 2021 season between the defending World Series champs and the team that led baseball with 111 wins just last season.
Line drive down the right field line. It's a fair ball. It ricochets into the corner. Peterson scores. Davis scores. It's another 2-run double for Michael Conforto. The Giants are back ahead 6-4.
That's KNBR. Michael Conforto, a pair of 2-run doubles. Giants passed the Diamondbacks 8-5. They're 4-0 over the last 4 outings against the Snakes, winning for the 11th time in their last 12 against Arizona.
And the pitch to Adames is a high fly ball out to left. It is up. It is deep. It is gone. Willie Adames Adamas with a 3-run shot, and the Brewers lead it 4-0.
That's 620 WTMJ. Willie Adamas homered twice, drove in 5. Wade Miley 6. Scoreless. Brewers all over the Guardians. That's a 7-1 final.
Castro leads, runs, and the 1-2 pitch, a line drive, right center field, hit pretty well towards the gap. McKinstry back. This one is over his head, and that ball's gone, a home run. Max Kepler down in the count. Who cares? His 10th home run, a 2-run shot to right center. And the Twins go deep again, now have a 3-0 lead.
Treasure Island Baseball Network. Kepler homered back in Kenta Maeda, who pitched 5 scoreless in his return from the injury list. Twins best the Tigers 4-1. They had 2 players and skipper Rocco Baldelli ejected by home plate ump Lance Barrett. Brandon Morris, 3 hits, double RBI. Taijuan Walker, 6 strong innings against his former team. Trey Turner had a pair of RBIs, as well as the Phillies took out the Mets 5-1. The Mets have lost 3 in a row, 14 of 18. They are 34-41. The Pirates skid is over.
Swinging a line drive through, base hit. McCutcheon is in. Carlos Santana with a 2-out, 2-strike RBI single to put the Pirates up 2-1.
93-7, the Fan. Carlos Santana broke a 9th-inning tie with that run-scoring knock. Pirates snap a 10-game slide, rally to beat the Marlins 3-1. Luis Ortiz settled down after allowing a run in the first. Shut out Miami over the next 7 frames.
Boston gets what they had wanted all along. Kristaps Porzingis.
He is going to be a phenomenal addition, but you're also having to part with a guy who has been one of your core leaders.
Yeah, was it smart to trade Marcus Smart? That among the questions Celtics president Brad Stevens fielded Friday as he explained what Kristaps Porzingis brings to the C's.
He can play defensively the way we want to. He's a deterrent at the rim, and he's a super skilled basketball player.
Well, Kendrick Perkins says the loss of Smart will be felt in Boston.
Memphis actually got them a golden piece in Marcus Smart that I believe is going to help them elevate. Now, they did lose Tyus Jones, but the thing that people don't realize is Marcus Smart has done a hell of a job over the last couple years, transitioning himself a little bit of actually being able to play a point guard role at times. So when the Ja goes to the bench, you could bring him back with the second unit.
And Brad Stevens was doing some moving and shaking regarding the draft as well, picking up future picks for Boston. Don't forget for Memphis, Ja Morant, that 25-game suspension coming next season where Smart will play a huge role there. Coming up, the Reds doing things the Big Red Machine never did. CP3 is a Golden State Warrior. Does the player fit the team? We explore. That's next. This is Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Greeny.
It's the greatest postseason any player ever had. It does not make him the greatest center of all time. One of the elements of becoming an all-time great player is doing it for a long time.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern.
Spring forward with greater speed. Switch to Sparklight's award-winning ultra-fast internet and get our lowest price ever. With our fiber-fueled network and speeds up to a gig, you can stream smoother, game faster, and work smarter. Call Sparklight today and get our lowest price ever. With internet plans starting at just $39 a month for 6 months, plus unlimited data options. Call 877-687-1427. Offer ends June 30th, 2023. Equipment, taxes, and fees not included. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Carl Black has low 0.9% financing on 2023 Sierra 1500 pickups with a 5.3-liter EcoTech 3 V8 engine. Plus, you'll make no payments for 90 days. You could also grab $1,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. You must finance through GM Financial. See dealer for details on trade assistance offer. Carl Black Chevy Buick GMC Orlando, 11500 East Colonial Drive. Online at carlblackorlando.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
When you download the Smiths app, you have easy access to savings every day. Shop weekly sales and get personalized coupons to get the most value out of every trip, every time, whether you shop in-store or online. Download the Smiths app now to save big. Smiths, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More, Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Smiths, fresh for everyone.
This week at Macy's, summer is in full swing, so save on fresh updates with your coupon or Macy's card. With an extra 20% off when you shop online or an extra 15% off in store. That's on top of great prices on shorts, tees, swim, even outdoor toys and games. Plus, get 40 to 50% off during our great sandal sale. Macy's Star Rewards members earn rewards on every purchase, except gift card services and fees. Learn more at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and Frosty Duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
Shop the best deals of the summer now at Lowe's. Save up to an additional $1,000 on select major kitchen appliances. And for a limited time, save up to $3,165 on select 4-piece LG kitchen suites. Plus, save on hanging baskets of annuals. Right now, get 2 for just $15. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 6/28. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Hanging basket offer in-store only and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Hurry to a store near you and amplify your snacking by serving up deliciously different snacks from Cheez-It Puffed, Cheez-It Snapped, and Club Crisps for all your summer get-togethers. Plus, you can enter for a chance to win a portable JBL Pulse 5 waterproof speaker. So you could be turning up the biggest summer beats while snacking on the tastiest party eats. No purchase necessary. See full rules and details at www.ksummersweeps.com.
Wildfires can burn more than just trees. While spring is wildfire season in Florida, our state is at risk for wildfires almost year-round. Humans are the #1 cause of wildfire. We all must do our part to reduce the risk and impact of wildfire in Florida. Visit BeWildfireReadyFL.com to learn how to prevent wildfire in your community, yard, and home, and to build an emergency supply kit. It's not about if a wildfire will ignite, but when. Learn how you can be ready for wildfire at BeWildfireReadyFL.com.
This week at Macy's, summer is in full swing, so save on fresh updates with your coupon or Macy's card. With an extra 20% off when you shop online or an extra 15%.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Here's Jim Basquill.
And ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Again, our top stories. The Reds have won 12 straight, snapping Atlanta's 8-game run. L.A. De La Cruz becomes the 4th player this year to hit the cycle. Ohtani and Trout go back-to-back a mile high, but a granny does in the Angels. Victor Wembanyama arrives in San Antonio with Coach Pop pumped. Brad Stevens explains the fit of Porzingis that led to the exit of Smart.
Diaz has the sign. He comes set. He throws. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Could be 2. Should be. Flip to India 1. Throw to first. Got him. That's it. Reds win it 11-10. They knock off the Braves for their 12th straight win.
How about that? Who could have predicted it? 700 WLW. L.A. De La Cruz hits for the cycle. Joey Votto tying and go-ahead homers. Reds extend their winning streak to 12, 11-10 over the Braves in a wild matchup of National League division leaders. Cincinnati erasing an early 5-0 deficit, halting Atlanta's 8-game winning streak. The Reds' win streak is tied for the second best in franchise history. De La Cruz had 4 RBIs. Last Reds player to hit for the cycle was Eric Davis in June of 1989. It was the franchise's 7th overall and 5th since 1900.
The Washington Wizards have agreed to send Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors for Jordan Poole.
I think at all times you just want to be somewhere where you can compete for a championship and definitely be with a team will you appreciate it?
I think this is a right move for the Warriors, and I would love to see Chris Paul alongside Steph Curry.
Well, Chris Paul knew about this trade. CP3 in for Golden State, out Jordan Poole, as well as a 1 and a 2 with regards to draft pick compensation. Michael Wilbon, PTI co-host, on if Paul will be an asset for the Dubs.
Chris Paul's thrilled at this move. Thrilled. Okay. Ecstatic. And this is going to be, he's gone to war with Steph Curry. They were friends, and their families have been friends from North Carolina when they were boys. And when you go to war with somebody that you respect like Draymond and Steph Curry, and then you come together later in it, this should really, really, really be an asset to Golden State. And I'm surprised so many people don't see that.
Harry Douglas doesn't see it as a fit.
When it comes to the Golden State Warriors fits and the way they like to play the game of basketball with pace, moving up and down, not allowing the opposing team's defense to set up. Chris Paul, when he was with the Phoenix Suns, he embraced slowing things down, getting things into the half-court set, getting into the pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton. So it's kind of a contrasting style of play when it comes to Chris Paul and the Golden State Warriors and what they like to do.
Yeah, Chris Paul has controlled offenses. He is the prototypical point guard. Might he have to alter his game just a bit with regards to the new teammates he has surrounding him? Corey Alexander on that subject.
It could be a fit if Chris Paul says, I'm a guy at this point at 38 years old who will be complacent with coming off the bench, playing 18 to 20 minutes a game, and conserving my body until playoff time. But it also could be a buyout market. It could be a wave to allow Chris Paul to get his $30 million. Because you remember early, the Phoenix Suns said that they were going to waive Chris Paul. They were not going to take that team option and pay him the $30 million. Well, they used that, picking up that team option to be able to trade him to Washington. Washington now trades him to Golden State so that Golden State can get off of the 4 years, $140 million that they owe Jordan Poole. And so it was a financial decision. The Chris Paul move has been a financial decision for all parties involved. But does Golden State say we're going to keep him as a part of what we're building for in the future? Or do they say, thank you for allowing us to move Jordan Poole. We're going to let you go, pay you your $30 million, and you choose where you want to go. And that would end up with the Los Angeles Lakers. Would they do that and allow the Lakers to get better? Because I believe that the Lakers would be better with CP. I'm not sure. But the one thing you don't want is a disgruntled Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul by the Bay. Now, Golden State is in this spot, adding another established veteran because their youth movement didn't quite work out. Actually, Bobby Marks has stronger words for it.
It's been a failure. I mean, and I love the plan. I think, when you say, hey, we have we're going to take James Wiseman and we're going to do Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, and we've got Jordan Poole. And when Clay and Steph and Draymond get older, this is going to be the next starting five. But as you guys saw, I mean, Wiseman was traded, Poole was traded. Kuminga was they didn't play him in the playoffs here. And, when your pick goes out next year in a trade to Boston, where is the youth movement here? Because it's going to be, whenever this does end, whether it be 3 years from now, I don't, whenever, the Curry years are over, it's going to be like pre-Curry in Golden State.
Yeah. And free agency comes next week. Among them, longtime Warrior Draymond Green, a Woj on his pending free agency.
There are very few players in any organization in the league who have as much allegiance to each other as Steph Curry, Draymond Green have, their coach, Steve Kerr. I think certainly the organization wants him back. Draymond Green wants to be back, but this is a negotiation, and this is probably his last big contract in his career, and he's trying to negotiate, as you would expect, the best deal he can, knowing that there's a marketplace that would welcome him with some comparable, maybe even more money than what Golden State can do.
All right, let's cherry pick some big names with regards to free agency. That was Woj on Draymond Green. How about the market for James Harden?
Well, start with Philadelphia. They're determined to keep James Harden, but it'll be a negotiation. It's probably not going to be just the traditional full max long-term deal that he's been able to command throughout his career. and then look to his former home in Houston, where they have a tremendous amount of salary cap space. And there's been a mutual interest in a possible return there. But the Rockets have a lot of other options too in free agency as they build out their roster. And there's always sign and trade possibilities around the league. The ability to go to a team that doesn't have salary cap space if they provide Philadelphia with assets, if they go in that direction. And teams can still move money around, create salary cap space that doesn't exist today. So a lot can happen, and I'm sure will happen before June 30th. But certainly, there's a pathway back to a contender with the Sixers that I think perhaps financially for James Harden, could make a lot of sense. And certainly a team with Nick Nurse as their new head coach, certainly provides a backdrop for him to continue with a contender.
Yeah, Houston, a roster that's littered with a lot of young talent. Do you want James Harden to be the adult in the room there? Harden's former teammate Kyrie Irving, Bobby Marks, on the slim pickings for him.
I think all paths lead to Kyrie resigning. I just look at it from this way. Dallas last year lost Jalen Brunson to free agency to New York. They made the blockbuster trade. They cannot afford to lose Kyrie Irving, 2 point guards in back-to-back years. I know the cost is going to be at a premium. I think the big question is now, how do they continue to add? They did a nice job last night in the draft with Derek Lively and Omax Prosper, two big defenders here. But I think there's still more work to be done as far as where they can compete with teams like Denver and Phoenix up top in the Western Conference.
Yeah, next week is free agency in the NBA. Last night, the draft. Who fared best? ESPN analysts Corey Alexander, PJ Carlesimo, and Seth Greenberg opine.
San Antonio Spurs had the best draft. They just got arguably the best player we're going to have. We're debating who had the best. Wait a second. That was undeniable. Come on, way to take the easy way out. Well, no, we want to go a little outside the box. That's my answer.
I'm going Charlotte Hornets. And again, I agree with you that San Antonio got the best player, but I think the best combination of players the Charlotte Hornets got. When you think about, you got Brandon Miller, who arguably the second best. He and Scoot Henderson right there neck and neck for second best in this draft. But you got the best value for the pick at 27, getting Nick Smith Jr., who is, in my opinion, is a top 5 talent. If this draft happens 10 months ago, he goes at number 3, number 4. And so the injuries held him back, but he's healthy now. I believe Nick Smith Jr. far outweighs his draft status.
Look, I agree with you in terms of Charlotte. I agree with you in terms of San Antonio. But in terms of filling need, Dallas. Dallas, they had to improve defensively. They had to improve their energy defensively. They've got 2 guys, big picture, that are going to make them a better team defensively. Now, we'll see what happens, but Omax and Lively are 2 guys that could be difference makers on defensive end.
Yeah, they tanked down the stretch as soon as they got Kyrie Irving, right? Traded their best defensive player, went 7-25 down the stretch from 4th in conference to out of the play-in altogether. You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquil from the NFL. Oh, by the way, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the New York Jets. That's something to look forward to this season. Nathaniel Hackett is coach in Green Bay, is his coach again, as OC again with the Jets. He talked about an offense built around this longtime signal caller.
I think there's going to be some freedom with Aaron. And Aaron, as we move forward in the Green Bay system, there was definitely more freedom as we went. Mm-hmm. And we're going to just continue that because I think you got to take advantage of a guy like Aaron that is so smart and understands it. So trying to build this thing for him and build it so that when he sees certain things, he can do all kinds of stuff and put us in the best position possible.
Bill Barnwell on if the Jets, now with Rodgers under center, are a playoff team.
There's legitimate concerns about this offense. You mentioned the offensive line issues. You mentioned Nathaniel Hackett. To me, I think it even stretches to the receivers. and their familiarity and comfort with Aaron Rodgers, who isn't exactly known as the most cuddly guy with young receivers in the National Football League. Garrett Wilson certainly is going to be a big player, and then the schedule is going to be extremely difficult for the Jets this season. You're looking at a stretch with the Bills, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Eagles, all before that Week 7 bye. I know that Jets fans are thrilled about Aaron Rodgers. He's certainly an upgrade on Zach Wilson and company. But if they get off to a 1-4 or 1-5 start, how is everyone in that building going to deal with adversity given the lofty expectations for the Jets?
Yeah, Rodgers playing in New York, too. Don't forget that aspect of it with regards to thin skin, if you will. He's playing in the AFC East, a division the Bills have owned over the previous years. Josh Allen, quarterback in Buffalo, on the Slow News podcast with Kevin Clark. Excited to have Rodgers in his division.
I've gotten to know Aaron over the last couple of years, and I'd consider us, fairly close. And I don't say we text on the regular, but he usually answers. I know he doesn't answer a lot of people. I've been such a fan of him as a little kid, having Aaron Rodgers jerseys, trying to emulate what he does on the football field. He's such a special player, the most gifted thrower of the football of all time. To now be going against him twice a year, it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, prior to the Bills, by the way, owning the AFC East, it was the Patriots, but that was with Tom Brady under center. Over the last few years, it's been Mac Jones, strong rookie season, not so much last year, but Kirk Herbstreit on the Pat McAfee show had this strong take on those that pointed the finger at the young quarterback for New England's struggles.
Give me a break on what they were doing offensively last year. He had no chance. Not only did he not have weapons around him, but what they were doing schematically, he had no chance. So to blame him is a bunch of bullshit. You get Billy O'Brien, as good of offensive mind as there is, to come in there and work with Mac Jones. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a drastic change in what he's doing as a quarterback and what the Patriots are going to be able to do on that side of the football.
Something to look forward to. Coming up, we size up the all-SEC College World Series and have the night's top plays all queued up. That's next. You're listening to Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Coming up Monday, just how close is your favorite NBA team from competing for a title? Well, depending upon who you root for, you might not like my answer. Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
ESPN Radio Sports Center All Night. More next.
Spring forward with greater speed. Switch to Sparklight's award-winning ultra-fast internet and get our lowest price ever. With our fiber-fueled network and speeds up to a gig, you can stream smoother, game faster, and work smarter. Call Sparklight today and get our lowest price ever. With internet plans starting at just $39 a month for 6 months, plus unlimited data options. Call 877-687-1427. Offer ends June 30th, 2023. Equipment, taxes, and fees not included. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Did you miss the open enrollment for health insurance? Did you enroll into a high-deductible limited network marketplace plan? It's not too late. You can still change your plan at any time. The folks at USABG's Freedom of Choice plan are available now. This plan puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower than Obamacare. With USABG's Freedom of Choice plan, the monthly premiums are not tied to your income, so there are no surprises at tax time. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employment coverage is just too expensive. Call USABG today at 321-380-4540. That's 321-380-4540. Or go to usabgflorida.com. That's usabgflorida.com. USABG's Freedom of Choice plan. They can customize a plan managed by you, not the government.
Wildfires can burn more than just trees. While spring is wildfire season in Florida, our state is at risk for wildfires almost year-round. Humans are the #1 cause of wildfire. We all must do our part to reduce the risk and impact of wildfire in Florida. Visit BeWildfireReadyFL.com to learn how to prevent wildfire in your community, yard, and home, and to build an emergency supply kit. It's not about if a wildfire will ignite, but when. Learn how you can be ready for wildfire at BeWildfireReadyFL.com.
This week at Macy's, summer is in full swing, so save on fresh updates with your coupon or Macy's card. With an extra 20% off when you shop online or an extra 15% off in store. That's on top of great prices on shorts, tees, swim, even outdoor toys and games. Plus, get 40 to 50% off during our great sandal sale. Macy's Star Rewards members earn rewards on every purchase, except gift card services and fees. Learn more at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Basquill.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter all night with a look ahead at the title round of the College World Series. The SEC is assured of winning its fourth straight national title by a fourth different team.
0-2 pitch. Taylor pulls it. Right center field. Robertson's back.
You know, at that point, it's do or die. I'm going to run through the wall if I have to.
Makes the catch. Are you kidding me? What?
I mean, it's an unbelievable feeling. Anytime you get to do something like that for your team, you know, really, it fills my heart up. Seriously, you know, I'm excited to move on, and you know, I think everybody's really pumped. We're ready to get going.
Tommy White lifts it high and deep to left field. Costello to the wall. It's out of here. Walk it off. Tommy White.
Tommy, how's the heartbeat?
Oh, 1,000 million miles an hour. Oh, no, I'm gassed. And the LSU Tigers will face the Gators in the finals.
Best of three men's College World Series Championship Series, LSU, Florida. Tonight it gets started 7 Eastern on ESPN, a rematch of the 2017 All-SEC final that the Gators won for their first national title. 15 of the last 33 champs have come from the SEC, 14 of the last 15, and that has included the SEC as one of those teams. Florida won 3 one-run games to reach the finals. LSU bounced back from a loss in its second game to advance. I might add, I've been there 3 times. LSU won it all 3 times, covering those Bayou Bengals. The night's top plays includes some impressive diamond play with the details courtesy of Ed Bankin.
Number 5.
Jim, we start in Cincinnati with the Red Hot Reds facing the Red Hot Braves. Joey Votto went deep twice for Cincinnati. The call on 700 WLW.
Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball, high, deep drive, right field. It is gone! Votto's second home run of the game puts the Reds on top.
Number 4.
In Colorado, the Angels fell to the Rockies despite the efforts of Mike Trout, who went back-to-back with the long ball. The call from Angels Radio, AM 830.
Here's Trout blasting one out into center field. This is well hit. It is Trout here. Back-to-back home runs. Ohtani and Trout have done it again. And the Angels now have doubled up the Rockies. It's 4-2.
Number 3.
Back to Cincinnati, and how about Ellie De La Cruz? He became the first Red since Barry Larkin in 1989 to hit for the cycle. He picked it up with a triple in the 6th. Call again from 700 WLW.
Here's the 2-2. And there's a drive toward the right center field gap. That's down. This will send Indy around third. De La Cruz going for third. Here's the relay. Not in time. An RBI triple for Ellie De La Cruz. And he has just hit for the cycle.
Number 2.
Back to Colorado, where Mike Trout wasn't the only player going deep. Elias Diaz hit one with the bases loaded. The call on 850 KOA in Colorado.
Drives it to center field. Doesn't have enough. Gone! The drought is done. Touch of all time for the Grand Tour. For the first time since mid-September of 2021. And the Rockies lead it 7-4.
Number 1.
And one more time, we go back to Cincinnati in the final out of a wild 11-10 Reds win over the Braves. As we hear on 700 WLW, it was the 12th win in a row for the NL Central leaders.
Diaz has the sign. He comes set. He throws. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Could be 2, should be. Flip to India 1. Throw to first. Got him. That's it. Reds win it 11-10. They knock off the Braves for their 12th straight win.
How about that? That's just crazy. The Reds have won 12 straight. Ellie De La Cruz hits for the cycle. Joey Votto just got back to that lineup. The veteran joining in on the fun, launching the tying and go-ahead home runs. The Reds extend their streak 11-10 over the Braves, snapping Atlanta's streak of 8 straight. Last Reds player to hit for the cycle was Eric Davis, June of 1989. That cycle's been hit by a player in this franchise 7 times overall, 5 times since 1900. Also from baseball, this year's home run derby now has a hometown favorite. Seattle's Julio Rodriguez is in. He finished second last year in the event to Juan Soto. He said Friday it's a no-brainer to take part in front of his home fans. The All-Star game is July 11th in Seattle. The home run derby the previous day. Rodriguez won Rookie of the Year honors last year, helped Seattle make the postseason. He had 81 home runs in the home run derby in Los Angeles, but still lost to Soto in the final. More NFL. Dallas Cowboys. Well, they're pretty confident going into training camp. DeMarcus Lawrence says, yeah, they're right up there with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't feel like it's a huge gap at all. I feel like it comes down to, certain details of not just the scheme, but also of, your locker room. I feel like, through this time right now, when we headed to training camp, that we made those adjustments. We learned those different things that we need to learn about our teammates so we can, fully function the way we should out there on the field.
And Dak Prescott says there is a feel for this team this offseason that's different than recent seasons.
1,000% it feels different. You're able to take now 2 12-win seasons over into this one and build. And first time in my career, I can say I feel like consecutive seasons are building.
In golf, Keegan Bradley, Denny McCarthy share the Travelers Championship lead. After a tournament record 15 under par, McCarthy followed his first round 60 with a 65. Bradley shot a 63 to go with his opening round 62. Leona Maguire of Ireland birdied 4 final 6 holes for a 368, a one-shot lead over 3 players Friday, the halfway point of the Women's PGA Championship. And again, the Reds extend their winning streak to 12 in the process, and Atlanta's win streak at 8 straight. That was the game of the night Friday night in Major League Baseball in an 11-10 Cincinnati final where Ellie De La Cruz hits for the cycle. Insight on the latest NFL storylines and perspective heading into NBA free agency. If you tune in to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Nick Carty and technical director Ben Rivera, I'm Jim Basquil. Marty and McGee is next.
Who are the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL? I'll tell you when we kick off ESPN Radio's Rank'em series. Monday morning, 6 Eastern. ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
At Fogo de Chão, you don't need a reason to celebrate, but here are some ideas. It's the anniversary of your cousin's 3rd date. Slice into a tender double-cut pork chop. You mowed the lawn today. A rich bone-in ribeye aged 21 days just for this moment. And why not have Fogo host your housewarming party with decadent lamb picanha marinated in white wine. And they're all included at one price. That alone is reason to celebrate. Make a reservation at Fogo.com.
Carl Black has low 0.9% financing on 2023 Sierra 1500 pickups with a 5.3-liter EcoTech 3 V8 engine. Plus, you'll make no payments for 90 days. You could also grab $1,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. You must finance through GM Financial. See dealer for details on trade assistance offer. Carl Black Chevy Buick GMC Orlando, 11500 East Colonial Drive. Online at carlblackorlando.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Did you miss the open enrollment for health insurance? Did you enroll into a high-deductible limited network marketplace plan? It's not too late. You can still change your plan at any time. The folks at USABG's Freedom of Choice plan are available now. This plan puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower than Obamacare. With USABG's Freedom of Choice plan, the monthly premiums are not tied to your income, so there are no surprises at tax time. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employment coverage is just too expensive. Call USABG today at 321-380-4540. That's 321-380-4540. Or go to usabgflorida.com. That's usabgflorida.com. USABG's Freedom of Choice plan. They can customize a plan managed by you, not the government.
This week at Macy's, summer is in full swing, so save on fresh updates with your coupon or Macy's card. With an extra 20% off when you shop online or an extra 15% off in store. That's on top of great prices on shorts, tees, swim, even outdoor toys and games. Plus, get 40 to 50% off during our great sandal sale. Macy's Star Rewards members earn rewards on every purchase, except gift card services and fees. Learn more at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Do things feel kind of off for you lately? I'm Carl from the Body app. That's BODI.com. And here's how I get back to feeling good. First, I schedule some of our short workouts. I dial in my nutrition with our meal plans. And I listen to our positive mindset masterclasses. Now I want you to join me. And if you don't lose like 10 pounds and feel strong and even mentally more healthy in a month, you don't pay. We'll even let you try it free for 14 days. Join me at BODI.com. That's BODI.com.
Dr. Rick here. With another telltale sign you're turning into your parents, getting particular about your drive-thru order.
Don't pull away yet. I like to check the bag because one time they forgot to give me extra ketchup.
People are waiting.
I'm only seeing 4 nuggets. Wait, nope, there's 5.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Spring forward with greater speed. Switch to Sparklight's award-winning ultra-fast internet and get our lowest price ever. With our fiber-fueled network and speeds up to a gig, you...
This is SportsCenter.
Good morning, I'm Doug Brown. The Reds tie the longest franchise winning streak since 1900, their 12th straight win. And rookie Elly De La Cruz makes a little history of his own.
Here's the 2-2. And there's a drive toward the right center field gap. That's down. This will send India around third. De La Cruz going for third. Here's the relay. Not in time. An RBI triple for Elly De La Cruz, and he has just hit for the cycle.
The call on 700 WLW. De La Cruz is the youngest player in 51 years to hit for the cycle. That was when Cesar Cedeno did it for the Astros in 1972. De La Cruz drives in 4, and the Reds beat the Braves 11-10 in the opener of a weekend series between division leaders. Other finals on Friday night, the Rockies beat the Angels 7-4. Elias Diaz with a go-ahead grand slam in the 8th. Shohei Ohtani hits his major league leading 25th home run for the Angels. The Rays beat the Royals 11-3. Jose Siri with a home run. He drives in 4. Rays ace Shane McClanahan may avoid going on the injured list with tightness in his back. He might even make his next start Wednesday night against the Diamondbacks, although he could be pushed back a day or two. McClanahan leads the majors with 11 wins and an ERA of 2.23. The PGA Tour is in Connecticut. Keegan Bradley and Denny McCarthy share the lead.
Who are the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL? I'll tell you when we kick off ESPN Radio's Rankem Series. Monday morning, 6 Eastern. ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
Good morning, it's Anna Lynn. If the rooster's crowing, it's time for Marty and McGee.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, everybody, it is time for Marty McGee on ESPN Radio, the SEC Network, and the ESPN app presented by Progressive Insurance. You can call us 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-779-3776. Coming up, Mikey C, Smoking Hot Sports Takes, Hillbilly Headlines, and David DeLucci is going to join us live from Omaha, Nebraska, where the Men's College World Series Championship Series gets started tonight. That's where I am. I'm in Omaha for that, and we're certainly going to get into that. All that's happened here is I saw the greatest baseball game I've ever seen in my life on Thursday night between Wake Forest and LSU. It was crazy, and I'm going to get into that, but I hear traffic rolling through the background, son. Where are you?
I'm leaned up against a public toilet in Sea Isle City, New Jersey, in preparation for our annual Steve Libro Memorial Basketball Tournament extravaganza. The tournament was moved up a month this year, I presume due to heat. I don't know. Normally we play it in late July. This year, late June. And so I'm out here all by myself and the dog walkers. You know, I got Fido walking by, and I'm sitting here on a curb. I have my laptop in my lap. I have this, so you guys can get the visual. McGee and I carry our radio units around in these bomb squad black protection boxes.
Yeah,
called Pelican cases.
Looks like we're moving like the launch codes around. Yeah,
and so that's sitting beside me with all these wires, and we have this Wi-Fi unit that looks very robotic. And so there's people looking at me kind of cross-eyed, but that's all right. I understand. Yeah. It's kind of been the story of my week.
Yeah. No, it's you had a week. I'm in a
that baseball tournament you talked about was phenomenal too.
No,
brother.
it's been nuts. I mean, they played 13 games here in Omaha, where I am at the Men's College World Series, and started off with 8 teams. And those 8 teams, of those 13 games, I believe that 10 were decided by 2 runs or less, and 8 or 9 of them were 1-run games. The University of Florida, who will play LSU tonight in Game 1 of the Championship Series, they're 3-0, and all 3 of their games were won by 1 run, one with a walk-off in the 9th. It's been nuts. And then Thursday night, LSU and Wake Forest played. I've been coming to the College World Series on and off since 2001, and I've been here every year for the last decade. And I've never seen a baseball game like I saw Thursday night between LSU and Wake Forest, like, period. Like World Baseball Classic, MLB playoffs, high school, whatever, you name it. That game was scoreless going into the 11th inning. And with the 2 best pitchers in the nation, who absolutely pitched like the 2 best pitchers in the nation. And then that game was won on a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 11th inning. And the tension in the building was crazy. Dude, you'll appreciate this. We were going into the 7th inning, and we've been playing for an hour. Like, that's how well those guys were pitching. It was crazy how fast the game was moving. And all of a sudden, we're all in the press box going, where does this rank among the greatest games in the history of the College World Series, which has been played since 1947? So I say all that to say this. Tonight, Game 1 of the best of 3 championship series between LSU and Florida, both SEC schools, and I'm a little fired up. And so that's where
you should be.
Yeah.
I mean, these are 2 teams that seem like teams of destiny. huge for the Southeastern Conference that both teams are SEC teams, and certainly foundation, standard bearing programs in the conference. But I want to take a minute to just discuss Wake Forest. They have been so fun to watch. This Michael Massey kid, when that kid is throwing, it is electric to watch him pitch because of his intensity, because of the focus, because of like the kind of quirkiness that he plays the game with. And when he releases the ball, I mean, that thing's got a vapor trail behind it. And it's just really fun to watch. What a tremendous, transcendent season for that program. I know those kids are heartbroken that they are not playing for a national championship, but they should be so proud. And certainly the Winston-Salem community and greater North Carolina are proud of them. It's kind of hard to penetrate the psyche of our state. We got an interesting sports state in North Carolina, and they were all the talk for the last month. And so they should be overwhelmingly proud of what they put together and hopefully what they're building. You just never know in college baseball, but hopefully what they're building.
Yeah. And I tell you, and you and I, how many times have we said it, and how many times will we keep saying it is our favorite part of covering college sports is dealing with these kids who are adults. They're men and women, and they're so smart and they work so hard, and 99.9% of them are people of the highest character. And you cannot be a college athlete, certainly not at the highest level, but at any level, and not be a well-rounded, smart Renaissance person. And I tell you, a great moment, man, was when that game ended. So the kid that came in to pitch for Wake Forest in the 11th, his name is Camden Minacci. He threw one pitch. And that's what Tommy White hit over the wall to win the semifinals and go to the finals. And LSU celebrating, and those Wake Forest kids were just
devastated.
stunned. And but one of the most amazing moments was as LSU was celebrating, the kid that hit the home run saw the pitcher who'd thrown the pitch, left the celebration and ran over to him. The pitcher was still standing between the mound and second base. And he ran over and threw his arms around him. And then afterwards, I talked to him about it. And Tommy White said, Camden is one of my best friends in the world. They grew up together in Tampa. They used to have sleepovers when they were kids. They were on travel ball teams together. They've literally known each other almost their whole lives. And then they had this moment that they'll forever be connected with. And then that night, what's really interesting is we're staying at this hotel, the kind of the ESPN team hotel, which is across the parking lot from the ballpark in Omaha. And LSU and Wake Forest are both staying at this hotel, which is completely random. There's 8 teams that stay usually in 7 different hotels. And that night we get back to the hotel, and those guys from LSU and those guys from Wake Forest were hanging out in the lobby. And that night we saw Wake Forest at a karaoke bar. And then the next morning, Wake Forest is getting ready to leave for the airport. LSU is getting ready to go over to the ballpark for batting practice. And they're all hugging it out and laughing it up again. They're good kids, man. And it's just, it just was I'm telling you, it's going to be hard to top what I saw in however many years I'm fortunate enough to come back here to the College World Series. And it was so, but you're right. And for Wake Forest, had not been here since 1955 to come within, a 6 inches here and 1 foot there of playing for the College World Series championship again. It's just a tremendous story. So, but tonight, I mean, it's LSU, who's the greatest program in college baseball's modern era, got 6 championships. And then you got Florida, who very quietly just comes here every year and have a chance to win a second championship. Last time they won it, they beat LSU in 2017. So it's been quite the week here in O-Town. But nobody shaved my head.
There's another story that we need to discuss quickly in this opening segment of our June 24th, 2023 Marty and McGee program, as we say down south. This Rocco's Jello Shot Challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. This is as big a story as hitting walk-off home runs by Tommy Tanks. Okay.
Yes.
This, if y'all are unaware of this, you need to be aware. There is a bar I guess, McGee, it's near or across the street or
it
in
across
or something.
the street. It is almost it is almost in the front gate of the ballpark.
And they have a whiteboard that has 8 slots on the whiteboard, one each for the 8 representative universities of the Men's College World Series.
Yes.
And they keep a tally of Jell-O shots consumed by each fan base throughout the entirety of the World Series a couple weeks there in Omaha. The LSU faithful have consumed at least, let me see when this was, 10:13 last night. As of 10:15 last evening, the LSU faithful had consumed 30,462 Jell-O shots.
Yeah.
Let me repeat, 30,462 Jell-O shots. That number is probably now somewhere north of 31,000. They had plenty of time left. I mean, it was only 9:15 at night local when they posted this.
Yeah.
That is insane to me. The Florida Gators at 2,550. TCU, a solid showing at 4,019. Wake's lawyers and doctors were at 7,580. UVA at 772. What are they doing? Oral Roberts, 3,215. Stanford, 790. And Ryan McGee's GBO VFL Tennessee Volunteers at 2,160.
Yeah, so last year, Ole Miss set the record with 18,777 Jell-O shots, and LSU buried that record in 2 days. And it's so just, y'all know they're $5 each, these Jell-O shots. They're prepackaged. I don't know what liquor store where they make these things, but half of the proceeds, $2.50, go to local food banks in each college town. And people will call and order these things. Like the guy that runs the Raising Cane's, the famous chicken finger place that's, like an institution down in Baton Rouge. Like he ordered a bunch like over the telephone to like give these to my people, like before he got here for the tournament. So it's crazy, and it is but it's for a great cause. But it is I can't imagine. But you mentioned something, Oral Roberts. Now, I'm not going to get into who Oral Roberts was, but those of you know. But Oral Roberts fans bought 3,200 Jell-O shots, and when I was a kid, Wake Forest was owned and operated by the North Carolina Baptist Association. They're not anymore. But all I could think was, back in the day, in fact, when Wake Forest played in the College World Series in 1955, they got in a lot of trouble because they played a game on a Sunday. And, like, when they got back to Winston-Salem after winning the College World Series, preachers were waiting to, like, wave their Bibles at them. Like, how could you possibly play on the Sabbath? And all I could think was, imagine if Wake Forest fans had bought almost 8,000 Jell-O shots back in the day. And Oral Roberts, I bet some people are in trouble when they got back to Tulsa.
Well, I appreciate their effort.
Sure.
I'm doing some quick math here on my Apple iPhone device. Okay, 51,548 times 250.
Yeah.
That's $128,870 to charity.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's more than pretty cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And look, there's still days and days left. There's at least 4 more days at least, right?
We're going to be here. We're going to have at least 2 days of games. There'll be at least 3 days of people here because everybody buys their plane ticket for Tuesday. So yeah, and I tell you this: if they count the ones bought on Monday, if there's no game 3, because this is already one of the drunkest parties that there is, and it's nonstop for 2 weeks. And if they don't play the game 3, if we don't have to have a game 3, then all that means is people are just going to be going to Rocco's all day on Monday. So anyway, there will be a winner of the College World Series championship, and then there will also be a winner, which is whoever runs your local rehab facility when people return home. All right, we're going to keep talking about the College World Series. But I know all of y'all are out there right now thinking the same thing. We got to ask Marty about his haircut at the NBA draft. We'll do that straight ahead. It's Marty and McGee on ESPN Radio, the SEC Network, and the ESPN app.
Coming up Monday, this is a very big and important question. Which is more likely to exist, Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster? Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU. You don't want to miss it.
Spring forward with greater speed. Switch to Sparklight's award-winning ultra-fast internet and get our lowest price ever. With our fiber-fueled network and speeds up to a gig, you can stream smoother, game faster, and work smarter. Call Sparklight today and get our lowest price ever. With internet plans starting at just $39 a month for 6 months, plus unlimited data options. Call 877-687-1427. Offer ends June 30th, 2023. Equipment, taxes, and fees not included. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
XL 106.7's Red Hot and Boom is Monday, July 3rd at Cranes Roost Park in Altamont Springs. Celebrate Independence Day with an all-star music lineup and fireworks display, and learn how to reimagine your career with Concentrix in Lake Mary. Visit the Concentrix booth to find out how they're creating the workplace of the future and why they earn Best Places to Work awards every year. It's all happening Monday, July 3rd from 4 to 11 p.m. Visit Concentrix.com or reimagineyourcareer.net.
Make that switch to City Kia.
Get ready for the main event. Thank you for making City Kia the #1 Kia dealer in all of Central Florida. 2 years in a row. Some dealers claim to give you 10, 15, 20,000 over Kelley Blue Book. Does that seem real to you? We didn't think so. City Kia will beat any valid offer in the USA on an in-stock new Kia or pay you $500. Nobody beats a City Kia deal. Nobody. It's the main event. Visit us at citykia.com.
What is that?
My mortgage rate detector. I made it out of an old altimeter alarm. With Navy Federal Credit Union's no refi rate drop option, we could get a lower rate without refinancing our mortgage. So I'm keeping a close eye on mortgage rates. They're dropping. Call Navy Federal.
Buy a home, and if rates drop, you could lower your rate and save thousands. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to approval and eligibility requirements. Learn more at NavyFederal.org.
Attention Smith's shoppers. Did you know there's a world of innovative services and patient care right in store? It's where an award-winning pharmacy and nationally recognized care come together. Connect with one of our licensed pharmacists today at your local Smith's and experience the care you and your family deserve. Smith's, a world of care is in store. Services and availability vary by location. Age and other restrictions may apply. For coverage, consult your health insurance company. Visit the pharmacy or our site for details.
Time for a Celsius vibe check. It's the Celsius Tropical Vibe Starfruit Pineapple Edition. Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. What's your vibe?
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, save $100 when you buy the Flex 24-volt brushless impact driver kit for just $99. That's 50% off the original price. Plus, you'll also find Southwire Romex Simpul 250-foot wire for just $109. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 7/20 while supplies last.
Spring forward with greater speed. Switch to Sparklight's award-winning ultra-fast internet and get our lowest price ever. With our fiber-fueled network and speeds up to a gig, you can stream smoother, game faster, and work smarter. Call Sparklight today and get our lowest price ever. With internet plans starting at just $39 a month for 6 months, plus unlimited data options. Call 877-687-1427. Offer ends June 30th, 2023. Equipment, taxes, and fees not included. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Petco Love Florida Mega Pet Adoption Event is June 23rd through 25th. Join shelters and rescues across Florida to adopt 5,000 pets. Share your love with an adoptable cat or dog at one of the participating shelters or events across Florida. No adoption fees. All pets are fixed.
With the first pick
In the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama.
Accomplishing something that I've been dreaming of. Hearing that sentence from Adam Silver, I've dreamed of it so much.
They got a love bigger than the Beatles.
Yeah.
R.I.P. legend.
Morning, McGee, on ESPN Radio, the SEC Network, and the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance. You can call us 888-SAY-ESPN. We'll get some calls in a little bit. Mikey C. Smoking Hot Sports Takes coming up at the bottom of the hour. David DeLucci is going to join us once he wakes up to talk about the College World Series. I'm in Omaha. So is DeLucci. Marty's on the Jersey Shore. By the way, we just got Jill hit us up on Twitter, and she said it was Todd Graves is the founder of Raising Cane's, and he bought 6,000 Jell-O shots for LSU baseball fans.
There you go.
She sent us a tweet. There's a picture, and said that also broke the world record for round of shots bought by Merle Haggard in 1983. When he bought 5,095 shots for everyone at Billy Bob's in Texas.
Well, that's a really interesting statistic. Very apropos for our program.
Yeah, Merle Haggard bought almost 5,100 shots. All right, so
I went to a hat shop in San Antonio, and I met the gentleman. He's a third-generation heir of the hat shop.
Okay.
And he has this wall of fame of all the people that have come in there and bought hats. And it is Merle. It's the hat shop is called Paris Hatters. And it's right downtown there in San Antonio. And I met the gentleman that now owns it. And I mean, it's Merle, Waylon, Cash, Tommy Lee Jones. Who's the dude that drove the Black Pearl? Johnny Depp, I think, was in there. All these, like Celebrity Row. I mean, his whole wall is plastered with all these celebrities and him with, and people fly into San Antonio just to have him fit their hats. I mean, it was really cool to be in there, and it had a super old school appeal. It was more than 100 years old, this shop. That's and amazing. They're still cooking and still operating at a